Okay, guys, in this video, we will be approaching a different grammar topic, which will be this one, participle phrases. If you have the book, I'm on page 252, and then later on we'll work on some explanation and then some exercises. And yeah, as usual for grammar, before we start, I've also discovered an interesting videos for you, which will be here. So this video, I think, takes around 8 minutes around. Yes, if you can watch it at home, then watch it along first. I'm not so sure if the previous examples, like sentence fragments, are also like. I think in this video, I told you I learned a few tricks from the ITU good people. Okay, they just taught me how to play out the sound. I'm not so sure it works. Now, this one, I'll just do the same thing. So once I play the video, if you cannot hear anything, only the picture, then let me check again. Okay, out recording. Yes, okay. Then please click on this video and watch it yourself. Those again who cannot be able to access YouTube, then I'm afraid I have to play it here for you. So this is the video. Okay, so concerning participle phrases, which is of course highly related to our topic. So I'll just play it now. After the end of this video, I'll come back and then I'll start teaching about this topic. Okay, here I go. 1, 2, 3.
And a verbal is a word that begins as a verb and it has the qualities of a verb, but it also has the qualities of an adjective. And with the qualities of an adjective, it can modify a noun on the one hand, but with the qualities of a verb, it can be in the present participle form, ending in ing, or can also be a past participle, ending in ed, d, en, or t.
I'm sorry, I forgot to put on the subtitles. Okay, sorry, I'll play it again. You haven't missed much. Don't worry. Yes, here I go again.
Now let's look at this a little bit more closely. But first of all, let's ask the question of why use participles to begin with. Well, what's important is that they add detail and they add variety and structure to your sentences. And detail and variety in sentence structure is what makes writing interesting. Let's look at some example verbs. I put down one example is the word open, and another example of a verb is the verb lose. Maybe I'm choosing lose because I tend to lose things a lot. Okay, let's think of the verb open. We can say she opened the door or she opened the gate, and open is operating as a verb. But let's change that and let's think. And turn the word into a participle. So it's opening the gate slowly. Mary glided into the room. So here we have opening is your participle, and it becomes a participle by virtue of the ing after it. Let's try another one, this time turning the word lose into a past part, it's using the past tense and turning it into a past participle. What can we come up with that? Let's put it in a different place in the sentence too. So the young child lost in the woods cried softly for her mother. Here, lost is your participle, and it's going to modify child. And in modifying the noun child, it is an adjective, functioning as being part verb and part adjective, modifying the noun. It's a participle. Opening modifies Mary. And so it's operating as a verb, and that it's a participle, has that the present participle ing, but it also operates as an adjective, modifying the noun Mary. Okay, so what are participle phrases then? Participial phrases. Participial phrases are then a group of words beginning with the participle and followed by nouns, adverbs, or phrases that together add detail to a sentence. Now we just saw that up here. This is a participial phrase, opening the gate slowly. Opening is the participle and it has an object. It's a verb. A participle can take an object. Opening the gate, how did she open it? Slowly. Mary, this whole business, modifying Mary, glided into the room. Lost is your participle here, and it takes a prepositional phrase. Lost where? Lost in the woods. The young child lost in the woods cried softly for her mother. Okay, let's move down here for some more examples. Sleeping all day, the cat arose and stretched her body lean. Sleeping, participle. It takes the direct object, all day. Let's put that in here. And the whole thing modifies the cat. Sleeping all day, the cat arose. Another example, here's a participle taking what part of speech? An adverb. Because it's partly verb, a participle can take an adverb to add detail. So, sleeping quietly, the cat rose and stretched her body lean. Quietly modifies sleeping, sleeping modifies cat. Here we have the participle taking, what is this called? We just did it last week or just yesterday, a prepositional phrase. Sleeping, sleeping where? In the corner. The cat arose and stretched her body lean. So sleeping in the corner, the whole thing modifies cat. So as you're beginning to see, the participial phrase can occupy different places in the sentence, and moving it around to different places, once again, adds variety to your sentence structure. Here we have standing in the front of the room, standing in the front of the room. Maddie suddenly remembered she had not finished her math homework last night. So here the participle is at the beginning, modifying Maddie. In this sentence, we begin with the subject, Maddie, Maddie, comma, standing in the front of the room, comma, remembered she had not finished her homework last night. Notice in both cases here, as well as here, the participial phrase is separated with commas. Let's go to another example, a little bit different. Everyone in the church bowed her head, praying that the soldiers would come home soon. So praying is your participle. That the soldiers would come home soon is an entire clause that acts as the object of that praying, the object of the participle. And praying goes all the way back here to modify everyone, a pronoun. Some more examples, past participles. Her hair, subject begins the sentence, braided and tied in ribbons, look beautiful for the party. Braided and tied are the participles, and they modify hair. Another past participle, illuminated softly by a candle, the room glowed for the guests. Illuminated is the participle. It modifies the noun, which is the subject of the sentence, room. It is modified by softly, the adverb, and also we have this extra modifier, the prepositional phrase. Another example, the people in the town, here we have the participial phrase in the middle of the sentence. The people in the town, struck by the craziness of the solar eclipse and frightened by all that it portended, went silently to their homes. Ooh, that creates some suspense, doesn't it? Struck, here we have two participles, struck and frightened, and each has its own phrase. Struck by the craziness, one phrase, of the solar eclipse, another phrase, and then frightened by all that it portended. So both of these go back and modify people. Okay? So now that we've had this review in participles, you need to go to the next assignment, which is writing a participial phrase suspense story, and the directions for that follow. Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, here goes with the video. Then we can go back to the PowerPoint together. Yes, if you have the book, 252, please. If not, then look at the screen together, please. Now, participle phrases, I'm sure you've been using it a lot because very common in English. So there are three kinds of participle phrases. Okay, number one, present participle, which backed into the format will be verb plus ing. Second one will be, sorry, perfect participle, which will be, I think this one, yeah, having plus past participle. The third one will be passive perfect participle, so you're having been plus past participle. So what are the differences? Now we can take a look together. So the present one, the present participle. So what's the function here? The present participle, what do? They show that the action in the participle takes place before, after, or at the same time as the action in the main clause. So normally when you are doing that, we have two different actions. Okay, ongoing. Now you want to clarify what one thing you want to let people know clearly will be the time relationship. Okay, so just like here, before John went to the store, he went to the bank. Okay, so another way to tell people is before going to the store, John went to the bank. In terms of meaning, they are just the same, but then more likely this one will become like so-called the present participle. One good way will be, okay, normally why we have to do that is because then the main focus. Up here you see two subjects. Before John went to the store, he went to the bank. So here, before John going to the store, John went to the bank. So two subjects and one subject, what's the difference? Some of the scholars may argue this one you make you focus more on the second sentence. Okay, so before going to the store, John went to the bank. So reason for that, we keep only one subject around here. So by the end, what happened will be the sentence will become more focused. That's one of the idea. Now, second one, the same. After John goes to the bank, he will go to the store. So you have two subjects here. Now, after we turn the first sentence into the present participle, it will become only one subject. Again, more focused. So after going to the bank, John will go to the store. Okay. Number three, while John was going to the store, he saw an automobile accident. So again, you have two subjects here. But then while turning them into these two, say while going to the store, John saw an automobile accident, or simply going to the store, John saw an automobile accident. Now, fairly much the same. So with or without the word while, the meaning would maintain exactly the same. So that's why the textbook sets up there, while can appear, but it's not necessary, because it doesn't affect the meaning. So you just pretty much tell me there are two different actions. Now you want to tell me clearly, once again, the time relationship. Okay, perfect participle, another situation. Now, logically, same. You just want to tell people the time relationship of two subjects that are going on here. So this one, a little bit different. So what happened is now you want to more emphasize on the action that occurs before the action in the main clause. So here, after John made a withdrawal at the bank, he went home. So this time you turn it into having made a withdrawal at the bank, John went home. So more likely now the keyword will be here, having made. So that means like this one happened first and then this one happened. But still, because the subject is here, so the focus is here. Okay, the focus will still be on the second one. You just want to tell me clearly what happened before he went home. So you can just tell me, having made a withdrawal at the bank, John went home. That's it. So second one the same. After John does his chorus, he feels good. So again, you see two subjects here. Now you want to make the sentence more, more focused. Now you can turn it into having done his chorus, John feels good. So again, you're just telling me the reason why he feels good. So something happened first, right? That makes him feel good. So the thing that happens will be after he finishes chorus, John feels good. Now that's why. Okay, and then that makes the sentence more focused. Again. Okay, the last situation, you have the passive perfect participle. Actually, if you ask me, three of them very similar, but only the time is a little bit different. Okay, what happened here this time? You notice. So this one is used when the original clause is in passive voice. Still, it only shows one thing, that the action in the participle phrase, okay, goes before the action in the main clause. Just like here, after the candidate was nominated for office, he took out a loan. So you notice was nominated is a passive voice. Agree? Okay, so again, not needing two subject together. So here it turns it into having been nominated for office. Now, passive voice, the candidate took out a loan. Okay, simple as that. Next one, the students were careful after they were warned about cheating. Okay, they were wanted. This is passive voice. So this time they turn into having been wanted about cheating, the students were careful. So you clearly see they are corresponding with one another. Next one, the same. After he was awarded, that's passive voice, the gold medal, the athlete toured his country. So again, correspondingly, having been awarded the gold medal, the athlete toured his country. Now you can see each one of them, they are using passive voice, and back to the passive perfect participle, they are also capturing this particular voice together. Was nominated becomes having been nominated, were wanted becomes like having been wanted, was awarded becomes having been awarded. Yes, so this is the trick here. Now sometimes like even I could take away having been and start with the clause. Now that is also okay. Say for instance here, nominated for the office, the candidate took out a loan. So you notice like I here the sentence even take away having been. Second one would be the same, like having been wanted about cheating now becomes wanted about cheating. So having been disappeared. Same cases like having been awarded the gold medal, so awarded the gold medal, the athlete toured his country. Reason for that, because same case, these are passive voice. If I know these are passive voice already, I don't even have to know they are having been, because that has been hidden in the voice itself. So of course, passive voice means that action is taken by the third party, not by the subject itself. Okay, so roughly this will be the situation from which we use the passive perfect participle. Okay, we have a couple exercise here. I think you can spend some time work on that. This one maybe there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 of them. Okay, first one being done by you. I think yeah, page by page we could do it this way. If you have the book, then of course you can carry on. But for those of you who may not have the book, then if you have to rely on the screen here, the video here, then now pause the video, give yourself 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. After you finish it, which I hope will be in 4 to 5 minutes, please play the video again, because after that, I'll be checking the answers with you. Okay, by now, I assume you have all finished the exercise, and we will now go through the answers from 2, 3, 4, and 5. So first one, after the young monarch caterpillar is hatched, it is the milk week. So what can we do? So after being hatched, okay, the young monarch caterpillar is the milk week. What happened here is like, okay, is hatch is a passive voice. So now I turn this into after being hatched, okay, so that will be the same corresponding, okay, because this is a passive voice. Because a caterpillar cannot hatch itself, someone has to do it, maybe his parent, another caterpillar. So third one, while the caterpillar eats the plant, it continues to grow. So what happened will be while eating the plant, so again, two subjects become one, the caterpillar continues to grow. Now, nothing changed. You see each one of them, you have two subjects, but then it's now being reduced to one. Again, this one, two subjects, again being reduced to one. So once again, this kind of sentence makes the meaning more focused. Yep. Okay, next one, the same as the caterpillar. Subject one is shed skin, grows constantly. It sheds its skin several times. Two subjects. Now I can turn it into one. So growing constantly, which is here. So the caterpillar sheds its skin several times. Again, I only keep one subject. So hopefully make the sentence more focused in a way. Okay, next one, here we go. After the caterpillar has been nourished by the milk week for about 3 weeks, it forms the chrysalis. So caterpillar and then it. I have two subjects right here, right? Now I turn them into one. So having been nourished by the milk week for about 3 weeks, the caterpillar forms a chrysalis. So this is the trick, okay, in between turning all these adverbial clauses to participle clauses. That's the significance here in terms of English sentence structure. Okay, 6 to 10, there are 5 more to go. So if you haven't completed, please again pause the video for maybe 5 something minutes. After you finish it, then play the video again, because next thing I will do will be check the answers with you. Okay, so pause the video now. All right, assume you finished the exercise now, then we could look at the answers. So again, nothing changed, same with number 1 to number 5. So after the green chrysalis has been spurned, okay, it is attached to a green leaf. So 2 subjects here, right? Now I turn. Having been spun, okay, the green chrysalis are attached to a green leaf. So 2 subjects become 1. 7, again, 2 subjects here, the caterpillar and then it. So what is it going to happen will be, having spent a week inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar undergoes an exciting transformation. Or another option will be, after spending a week inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar undergoes an exciting transformation. 8 the same, 2 subjects, right? Okay, now we turn them into 1. So emerging from the chrysalis, the caterpillar is no longer a caterpillar, but a beautiful monarch butterfly. Okay, number 9, same. Okay, having been born, the butterfly begins to search for flowers in order to sip their nectar. Right, 2 subjects become 1. More focus. See if you can feel it. 10, after the life cycle of the monarch butterfly has been completed, it will begin again. So after the life cycle and then it. Okay, so 2 things now become 1. So having been completed, the life cycle of the monarch butterfly will begin again. So now these are the ideas or suggested answers of these 10 different sentences by turning them into adverbial clause to participle clause, which technically means there are originally 2 subjects, now you reduce it to 1. So hopefully make the focus better on one single unit, and you could also at the same time explain the order of the action here. Now that's the whole thing concerning participle phrases. Okay, I think this one you may not need it. Okay, so that will be all for participle phrases from your textbook. Okay, let me know if you need some more extra exercises. Actually, I have a lot in my computer, but for now, I think if you could handle these 10, then I think you are pretty good already. Okay, thank you for watching this video concerning participle phrases. Okay, now I'll stop here and then I'll move on to other topics. Thank you.